Rich people believe, hey, I create my life. I can create things into my life and I'm not predestined to a certain life. What poor people tend to think is life just happens to me. Rich people act in spite of fear. Poor people let fear stop them. Courage and bravery isn't the absence of fear. It's the ability to act in spite of the fear. I believe that talent is God's gift to us. And what we do with that talent is our gift to God. Rich people focus on opportunities. Poor people focus on obstacles. What's up, D&G family? Welcome to another Driven Not Given episode. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about part 2 of the differences between rich people and poor people. So if you haven't seen part 1, I highly recommend that you watch part 1 first, because this is going to be multiple videos on this subject because there's a lot of differences, right? And so this is the second part. There might be one more after this. The first part is going to be linked in the description, okay? That way you guys could catch that one. And make sure you guys like and subscribe to this video. Make sure you comment as well. So let's get started. I'm going to get into a couple of the differences between rich people and poor people, okay, guys? And some of these are pretty darn obvious, right? But people don't know them. People don't pay attention. People never put any thought into this. So the first one that I'm going to get into today is that rich people believe, hey, I create my life. I am responsible for my destiny. I can create things into my life and I'm not predestined to a certain life. What poor people tend to think is life just happens to me. If I had any luck, it would be bad luck, right? Rich people know, hey, listen, or people that are on their way to be rich believe I create my own luck and I create my own life. I have my destiny that I can go out there and create. And if somebody else could achieve certain level of success, so can I. Next one, rich people focus on opportunities. Poor people focus on obstacles, right? Rich people look at the old saying, right? The glass is half full. Poor people say the glass is half empty. So focus on opportunities. Don't focus on the obstacles. I just shot a video that it was actually on the first ingredient to becoming a millionaire. And I talked about this. Obstacles, opportunities. Very often there's an obstacle, but right around there's an opportunity. How do people get rich? Here's the deal. You find a gaping hole, a gaping need in the marketplace, and you fill that need. So there's obstacles. There's a gaping need, right? There's something that is needed. People go, matter of fact, I had a meeting yesterday. I'm going to have this gentleman on the podcast. He's in his 70s or 80s, okay? He's had 4 Corvettes in his life, and Corvettes, you know, the car. And he was telling me how he crashed most of them. And then he showed me his brand new 2021 Corvette, beautiful car. Paid $20,000 over it. The point is, one day he was driving his Corvette many years ago, and a semi truck almost hit him and honked at him because he says the Corvette had too many blind spots. He says blind spots on a Corvette suck. And I told him, I agree. I've had 3 Corvettes. I had the C5, the C6, and the C7. So I said, I can understand 100%. And he says, and then when I turn, the semi honked at me and I quickly got back in my lane. The semi pulls up next to me and he kind of laughs and points at me. And I was kind of frightened and stuff because, he almost hit me. But I noticed that he had his rear view mirror and he had a big old extra little mirror on the corner of it for his blind spots. And he said, I'm going to get that for my Corvette. So he says that he bought one for trucks, but he had to shave it down and make it small. And he says, and it looked terrible on my Corvette. I taped it on there. I'm going to have this guy on the podcast. I taped it on there and it looked terrible, but it got rid of the blind spot. Long story short, he created his own for cars. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm going to link that guy's website on here. I sold him solar yesterday. Yep. And he gave me one. As a matter of fact, he gave me one. It's probably, I should have had it for this one. So, but here's the deal. He made millions with it, bro. He sold a ton of them. Millions of them he sold for like $19.95. He sold millions of them for $19.95, $20, right? He found a problem in the marketplace, a need in the marketplace. And guess what he did? He filled that hole. Okay, very, very interesting, right? So when it comes to rich people, they focus on opportunities. Some people could have just focused on the problem and that's it. If he would have just focused on the problem, that sucks. I almost got hit. You know, these blind spots on these doggone Corvettes. I'm never going to buy another Corvette again. Instead of looking at the obstacle, he looked at the opportunity. So very interesting. Number 3, rich people act in spite of fear. Poor people let fear stop them. So rich people act in spite of fear. It's fearful to start a business. It's fearful to try something new. It is fearful. It's fearful. There's some of you guys that maybe you have a job and you have a business that you in mind that you want to start, and you're fearful of putting some of your savings into that business. I understand. But guess what? Courage and bravery isn't the absence of fear. It's the ability to act in spite of the fear. And guess what? Money, here's the thing, man. Money is you could always make money back. It isn't like if you lose an arm or you lose a family member, you can never get that back. Money, you could always make it back. We could always make money back. But this is a change in philosophies. The last video I did was on philosophies, okay, guys? So let's keep it moving. Rich people have their money work for them. Poor people work hard for their money and they're hesitant to invest it. Rich people invest their money. Poor people want to save it. I did a video where I explained on why savers are losers. I hate to say it that way, but it's the truth. Here's why, and I'll give you a brief understanding. Look from November, 2020, right? Is it? Yeah, November 2020 till now. Now is January 2022. Gas prices are up about 40-50%. Steak is up 30-40%. Everything is up because of all this money printing. But even before this money printing, inflation was about 7 to 10% per year. The government tells you it's 2 to 3%. It's not. That's why saving money is not a smart move, because money is still worth. Look at a brand new Ford Mustang today. Google what a Ford Mustang was worth 10 years ago. It was worth less than now. Google what it was worth 20 years ago. It was worth less than it is now. Why is that? Because of inflation. It isn't that the car costs more money. No, it's that your money is worth less. But if you look at the price of an ounce of gold, now it's worth more dollars than it was 50 years ago, 10 years ago, etc. But guess what? It still buys you the same amount of stuff. If you get an ounce of gold today, you could still buy the exact same amount of things, maybe a brand new suit, groceries for the month, etc., 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 than you could 20, 30 years ago. Why? Because that is an asset. It is God's money. It isn't that things are going up in value, it's that the dollar's losing money. So anyways, the point is, rich people invest their money to work for them, to create, they put overalls on their money. Their money goes out there and works for them. I don't like having a lot of money just sitting there. I'm losing money by saving money. I put it to work, and guess what? Am I going to lose money sometimes? Of course, that's the nature of the business. If you buy real estate, so it's been, one of the best investments ever. Can you lose money buying real estate? Of course you can. But guess what? Rich people act in spite of fear. They learn, they network, they understand, they educate themselves. Guess what poor people do? They entertain themselves. So rich people educate themselves and they say, oh, these are the better investments based on my information, based on my contacts, and these are not. Then it's still fearful, but at least they're learning, right? Then you may lose some money. I've lost a lot of money in my life, but I've made a lot more than I lost thanks to those lessons that I've learned, right? So anyways, let's keep moving. Rich people manage their money well. Poor people mismanage their money well. Okay, let me give you the parable of the talents. Okay, the good book. The Bible talks about the parable of the talents. There was this very wealthy man, and he had 3 servants. Okay, and he gave them all talents. The Bible talks about talents, but it's not talents that he's talking about. He's talking about money, right? So he gives one of them 5 talents, gives the other one 2 talents, gives the other one 1 talent. And he goes on a trip. When he comes back, he meets with the servant so they could report their activity. The servant with 5 talents tells the wealthy man, I went and I put the talents to work, master, and I've created 10 talents. the wealthy man is impressed. The guy with 2 talents did the same thing. I turned your 2 talents into 4 talents. The guy with 1 talent said, I went and I put that, I know you're a hard man to please. So what I did is I buried the talent. And here is a talent. I didn't lose it. I'm giving you that 1 talent back. The wealthy man says, you are lazy. You are this, you are that. He was mad at them. He says, I gave you enough talents for what you are capable of, and you did nothing with it. Here's what I believe. I believe that talent is God's gift to us, and what we do with that talent is our gift to God. All of the potential. The richest place in the world is a cemetery. It isn't the oceans of the world. It isn't the mountains. The richest place in the world is a cemetery, because that's where people go with all their talents, all their ideas, all their skills that they never gave life to, all their ambitions. So what the wise man, the wealthy man did is he took away the talent from the guy with 1 talent and he gave it to the guy with 5 because he did the most with the talents. Okay? So here's the deal. Rich people manage their money well. They're not afraid. Even though they're afraid to lose it, they're afraid to lose some money. They're afraid to start a business. Guess what? They act in spite of fear. Okay? And rich people, we talked about this, thinking both. I'd rather be happy and rich. Poor people think I'd rather be happy than rich. Rich people say, I'd rather be both. I want to be happy and rich. And guess what? You can be both. You can be both. So that is the episode for today. I just wanted to give you 6 of these differences between rich people and poor people. I wanted to keep this video short. If you like it, make sure that you like it, comment it, and subscribe, and share this video with other people. Tell me in the comments what you learned from this video, and I'll see you guys at the top or from the top. Take care.